Hi guys, welcome back. I know it's been a minute, but here I am, ready to take you through how I navigated the waitlist process and succeeded. I do want to put a disclaimer in though. I did not officially get off the waitlist at Georgetown. I was not officially admitted, but I was contacted by my AO who said that he was going to recommend me for admission if I were to tell him that I would accept if I was given that opportunity. I won't reveal just yet how that went down, but you'll definitely hear about that coming up. So anyways, starting from the beginning, I was waitlisted at Georgetown. It wasn't in my initial video because I just didn't record the reaction, but I was waitlisted there, and I decided to pursue the waitlist, and I submitted a letter of continued interest and a list of application updates. Okay, so we're gonna start with my letter of continued interest. This was very, very personal to me. It was like the most personal thing I wrote in my entire college admissions process, and so I'm not gonna read it, but I'm gonna take you through the things that I said and why I chose to say them. Okay, so tip number one that I have for you, and I said this in the first paragraph of my essay, that if I were to be admitted and were financially able to attend, then I can say with certainty that I would accept my spot. Saying something like that is actually a tip that I got from my college counselor at school, and I think it can be really useful because a lot of schools are looking to admit kids off the wait list that they know are going to come. And so if you can find a way to say that either in your letter of continued interest, or if you have the email of your local admissions officer, then say it there, say it somewhere, let them know that if they were to admit you, then you're gonna come. Only say it if it's true though, but if it is, then make sure that you emphasize that. Okay, tip number two is to take risks. Take all the risks that you could possibly take. This is your last ditch effort. Like, you have literally nothing to lose. The chances of being taken off a college waitlist are so low that, like, just put it all out there. If there was something that you weren't maybe sure if you should say the first time around when you were writing your essays, put it out there now. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, hey, you already got other plans, right? So that's really how I treated this. I wrote this essay as if no one was ever going to read it, and luckily they did, and they liked it. But in my head, the only way that I could get myself to be as personal as I was and to say the things that I was saying was if I was just pretending as if it didn't even matter and like no one was ever going to see it. So that's a tip if you struggle with like being personal in your essays. I'm gonna give you like a brief general idea of what I talked about. Basically, I talked about how I had come to develop regrets about my college decision, and how if I were to be taken off the Georgetown waitlist, it would not just mean that I would have the chance to attend my dream school, but it would also mean that I would have a chance to build the life that I want to live for myself, just because of everything that Georgetown has to offer that the school that I had chose didn't. And I think I wasn't sure whether I should come right out and say that I felt bad about a decision I had made like 2 weeks earlier, because I was literally writing this in May and I had made my college decision on May 1st, or a few days before that, and I didn't know if people would believe it or if they'd buy it, but it was true, and I tried to explain why I had been led to make that decision, and I basically said that I should be allowed to do what I want to do, and I should be allowed to take risks and do something that makes me happy and that I'm passionate about, even if it maybe isn't the smartest or safest decision, but that's something that I didn't necessarily realize until after I had already made that decision. And then I just ended it off by saying that, like, this is, for me, about so much more than having the chance to attend my dream school. This is about having the chance to live the life that I want to live, and do something risky and really be myself. And it was cliche, it was very corny, but it was all true. So right from the heart. Okay, my third and final tip is that the way that I think about getting off a waitlist for college is that they're trying to admit the people that love that school, that are so passionate about that school. It's their dream school. If they were to be admitted, they would 100% come. They deserve to be there, all of that, right? So this is your chance to put it all out there. Do everything that you can. If there's an opportunity to submit another letter of recommendation, do it. If there's an opportunity to submit a letter of continued interest, definitely do it. If there's an opportunity to submit application updates, do it. And even if there aren't opportunities, find them, like find the email of your admissions officer somewhere online and email them, get in touch with them if that's something that you can do. Like, this is your last chance to really put it all out there. So I would definitely take advantage of every opportunity that you have, even the opportunities that you don't have. Make the opportunities happen. And so just as an example, I had this document of application updates when I was submitting my waitlist materials for Georgetown. There's 7 different things that I listed. There's 7 different updates that I had between January and May. And I can guarantee you, none of them were that impressive. In fact, most of them were things I had already written on my original application, but I just wanted to reemphasize. For example, my TEDx talk I had been preparing for, and it was set, the date was set. I had been practicing, I was having meetings with people to go over, all of that preparation had been happening. The date was set, so I put that on my application that I was gonna give a TEDx talk in January 2023. But in my application update document, I wrote it again and I said that it happened. And so there were a lot of things that were like that maybe I was looking forward to that I had written on my application that actually ended up happening, that I wrote here. Also, if you don't have stuff like that, you can find things. Application update is a very general term. You can just write about maybe things that your clubs did in second semester senior year. Just do what you can, write whatever you can, put all the information you have out there. This is your last chance. You have nothing to lose. So that was my last tip. I hope this video was helpful to you if you're trying to get off a waitlist at a college. I know people say all the time that treat a waitlist as a rejection, and if that's something that's helpful to you, then you can do that, just to make sure that you're not disappointed. But also, I think it's also really helpful if you can hang on to that hope, especially when you're compiling these application materials, because it's a lot easier to put your heart into something if you believe that there's a chance that it can happen. And so, don't lose hope. It's definitely possible. And yeah, I hope this is helpful to you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.